Okay, hi. This is a video lesson, video recording for the Wednesday classes, the students who are not studying because of the Children's Day holiday. So I will just give you the information for the week 10 class in this video. Okay, so today, week 10, we were scheduled to have a Zoom class and we were going to concentrate on writing project part 2. Writing project part 2. Okay, so that is what I'm going to tell you about. This is probably going to last about 30 minutes, something like that. Let's get into it. So, in the Smart Campus, you will see in the week 10 that there are some files. Essay writing PPT, Starbucks coffee example essay, textbook writing pages, writing project part 2 assignment folder. So I'll talk about each of these and I'll show you them. Let's start with the textbook writing pages. So there are many pages in your textbook that will help you for the writing project part 2. Actually, let's first make a few notes. As I go through this video, I'll just write a few notes here. So first of all, what is writing project part 2? So this is when you have to write a 5-paragraph essay. Okay, so this is what we have been building up to. We've been talking a lot about writing skills, and we've been talking about different parts of an essay. And now it's your turn to try to write one. So you should use the same topic that you wrote about in writing project part 1. You should use the same topic that you chose in writing project part 1. Now, if you cannot remember what the topic is, then you have to go back and search your assignment to check what the topic that you chose was. Okay, because you're supposed to keep the same topic. Remember, writing project part 1, you wrote a topic proposal and 1 paragraph briefly explaining your opinion. Okay, so you're supposed to use the same topic. If you want to change the topic, you should send me an email and tell me. Okay. Okay, right, let's now go back to the textbook pages that will be useful. Okay, so I'll put this on a file for you, textbook pages to help with writing. Now I'm going to start with this one here, page 120, essay structure. Page 120, essay structure. All right, so I'm just going to read the important parts. And of course, if you have your book, you can check this yourself. But basically, this is what your essay should have. So essay structure. An essay is a series of connected paragraphs that discuss one main topic. Essays have 3 important parts: an introductory paragraph, body paragraphs, a concluding paragraph. Now, in your essay, you're going to have 3 body paragraphs, and then the introduction and the conclusion. So that's 5. Right, as you can see, an introductory paragraph presents the topic, gives background information, and shows the organization of the essay. The last sentence of the introductory paragraph gives a thesis statement, which explains what the body paragraphs will be about. Okay, the thesis statement means your opinion, the opinion statement, and then you very briefly preview the 3 supporting reasons that you will write about in the body paragraphs. In a moment, I'm going to show you a very clear example of this. Okay, and then the body paragraphs explain or develop the thesis statement. Each body paragraph starts with a topic sentence that links back to the thesis statement. Each body paragraph provides supporting details to its topic sentence. Right, so supporting details, very important. You have to support your opinion with details. In a balanced opinion essay, the writer must explain, actually, don't worry about that last part. You are not showing 2 sides of an argument. You are just showing your opinion about a topic. And then the concluding paragraph restates the thesis statement and provides the writer's own thoughts on the topic. Okay, and then you're going to finish with some kind of final message to the reader. Right, now let's have a look at the introduction paragraph page in the book and then the concluding paragraph page. So it's 142 and 186. Okay, so this is page 142 and it gives you information on your introduction paragraph. It's very useful. Please make sure you look at it and use it. All right, so the introduction paragraph has 3 parts: a hook, background information, and then the thesis statement. Okay, each part, let's have a look what it says. The hook is a statement, definition, or question at the beginning of the paragraph. Its purpose is to get the reader interested in the topic, so he or she will want to keep reading. There are many different types of hooks. Here are some examples: an interesting question, a surprising fact, a statistic, a request to the reader to imagine a situation, a definition, something another person said, etc. A question is usually the easiest type of hook, but you don't have to use that if you don't want to. After the hook, you give the reader some background information about the topic. And it says here, background information helps readers understand the essay. Background information can include an explanation of words or phrases, historical information, data, statistics, and other things. And then finally, we have the opinion statement, the thesis statement. And this is where you give your opinion and maybe preview your reasons. Okay, so that is the introduction paragraph. Now the concluding paragraph. And this has 3 parts. A transition phrase that basically just means like in conclusion, to summarize, something like that. That's how you should start the conclusion. And then you do not give any new main topics or main ideas in the conclusion. You're just summarizing and repeating. So you restate or repeat the opinion statement, the thesis statement, and your supporting reasons. And then you have a final comment. This is your final message to your reader. Okay, it can be your opinion, a prediction about the future, a recommendation, and other things. So that is the concluding paragraph. Okay, and then I also just included a few different pages that might be useful. Let's go back to the start. Paragraph unity. This basically just tells you that your paragraph should stick to one topic. Supporting sentences, supporting details. There are lots of different ways to support your opinion, different types of details. facts, examples, reasons or explanations, etc. Giving examples, and there is some language here that you can use. And then concluding sentences in the paragraph. Okay, so those are the pages from the book that I have written here that you might find helpful. Next, I have put here, don't forget the common writing mistakes video lesson. Okay, you want to avoid those common writing mistakes. And then also, don't forget to use synonyms to avoid repeating the same words. We've talked about this so much in the video, in the Zoom lessons. So now is your chance to shine, okay? Don't repeat the same words too much. Use synonyms. Okay, at the bottom here, I've given you a few examples from the book of 5-paragraph essays or articles that you could look at just for a reference on structure and format. Okay. All right, so that's the first file that I shared with you. Now, another thing that is important to remember here, you must use researched information and put it in your essay. What this means is you must search other articles, other websites, find information that is relevant to your topic, and then you put it in your essay. Now, I will show you about this in a minute, but remember, you have to use some techniques like paraphrasing, responding to an author's ideas. We talked about those things in Unit 4. Okay, so I think it was Unit 4. So you must use researched information and put it in your essay. Supporting details from other websites and articles or essays. Okay. Right, next we're going to look at the PowerPoint, the PPT that I have shared in the Smart Campus. Okay, so writing assignment part 2 of 3, 5-paragraph draft essay. Now that word draft means this is not the final essay. It is not the final copy. It is the first attempt, the draft. So when you're at university, this is how you usually do written essays. You do one, and then maybe your professor will check it for you and give you some comments, and then you rewrite it. Okay, you edit, and then that would be the final copy. So that would be the part 3 of this writing project. So the point is, don't worry if your essay is not perfect, and don't worry if there are some mistakes. It's okay. I am going to check this essay for you, and I'm going to give it back to you with my comments and ways that you can improve it. All right, first slide. This is like a checklist of all the things you need in each paragraph. Now, don't forget number 1, you need a title. Okay, don't forget the title. And then the introduction, you got the hook, background information, thesis statement, and reasons. In your body, you have a topic sentence, and then you're going to support it. Now, 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, that does not mean contrasting details. It just means supporting with many details. I will show you an example in a moment. And then you need a closing sentence. Now, the body paragraphs are all the same. The format is the same. Okay, now, this is kind of a guide for the body paragraphs. You don't have to follow this exactly, but for the conclusion and the introduction, you should follow this format. All right, so let's look at that in detail with an example. So imagine I am writing an essay. My title is Starbucks Coffee. I make a hook. It's a question. Background information. My opinion, which is the thesis. And then I briefly put my reasons. Okay, so if you put all of these parts together and make one paragraph, it will look like this. So let me just read this. Starbucks Coffee, that is the title. Do you agree that Starbucks is the best coffee? That is the hook. Starbucks Corporation is the biggest multinational chain of coffee houses in the world. And according to Wikipedia, in 2019, they recorded a revenue of over $25 million. Okay, so there is the first example of me using researched information. I went to the Wikipedia website, I found this statistic, and I put it in my essay, but I didn't try to make it seem like it is my knowledge. I have clearly said it's taken from Wikipedia using the expression according to. All right, now you practiced this already, so hopefully this is not new information. According to. All right, next is my opinion. I disagree that Starbucks should be considered the best coffee. That's the thesis statement. And then I briefly show my reasons. And this is what the body paragraphs is going to talk about. It's too expensive, there are many other choices, and its taste is too strong. Okay, so that is a good introduction paragraph. Next, we go to the body. So what was my first reason here? Look, it's too expensive. So that's going to be the topic of this body paragraph. Starbucks coffee is too expensive. And now I have to support that opinion with details. So I've got an example. I've got more researched information, personal experience, researched information. Put all of that together and you get a paragraph that looks like this. First, Starbucks coffee is too expensive. For example, now these underlined parts, this is just vocabulary from your book. That's why it's underlined. It's vocabulary from the book. And actually, I think there's a slide later in this PowerPoint with this as well. For example, when I buy an Ice Americano from Starbucks, it costs 4,601. According to Market Insider's website, Starbucks coffee is on average, blah, blah, blah. Right, I'm not going to read it all, but that's body paragraph 1. And then the structure is the same for each body paragraph. So body 2, I talk about my experience. And I talk about it's a fact. Second sentence, it's a fact that. Body 3, I'm talking about the taste. I use more researched information. And I also use my opinion. Last, we have the conclusion. So we restate the opinion, we restate the reasons, and we give a closing comment. Now you can pause this video and look at these slides in more detail by yourself. Right, now this is very important. You must include what we call a bibliography of references. This is all of the websites that I used in my writing. So look, you can see the Wikipedia URL, Markets Insider, Business Insider Magazine, all of these websites, I got some information and I used it in my essay. You must have this at the end of your essay to show me where you get your information from. Next slide is giving you vocabulary. Okay, this is just giving you some help if you want to use different types of vocabulary. Remember from the common mistakes video, don't start a sentence with and, but, or because. Remember the common mistakes about verb tense, punctuation, capitalization. Check the video again if you need to. Okay, and here is the final slide. So use the same topic from Writing Project Part 1. Write a 5-paragraph draft essay. Please use Microsoft Word if you can, and submit it before the week 11 class. It's worth 6 points. Okay, so that's the PowerPoint. That is in Smart Campus for you. So the last slide, the last file is the example essay. Now, I think this is maybe the most helpful because this is, excuse me, this is what yours should look like. This is a Microsoft Word file. So you have your title at the top, student name and number, class, day and time. Please do not forget that, okay? It's very important and it helps me when I am arranging your essays. Now this one would probably be the final essay because this is a little bit different to the PowerPoint one. So this would be like upgraded, edited. So now I'm starting with a quote. The movie director, David Lynch, said, "Even bad coffee is better than no coffee at all." Here is where I got that quote from. And if we go down, here is the URL in the bibliography of references. Okay, so I start this one with a quote, and then there are so many coffee shops on every corner of every busy street, and you can usually be sure that one of them will be a Starbucks. Do you agree that Starbucks is the best coffee? So this is the hook that I used in the PowerPoint. So now I'm using 2 hooks, which is fine. Background information, Starbucks Corporation is the biggest multinational chain. This is from the PowerPoint, and then the Wikipedia information. My opinion, which is the thesis statement, and then the 3 reasons, some previewing. Okay, and then the body paragraphs, and then the conclusion. Finally, the bibliography of references. This is how your essay should look, everybody. So again, please use this as a reference to help you. Okay. Right. So there's not too much more to tell you. Use the files in week 10 Smart Campus to help you and as references and okay. Now, week 11 class. So I wrote you a note, or sorry, an announcement in the Smart Campus, but maybe some of you did not see it. Next week, week 11, is supposed to be a video lesson of Unit 6. But because you guys on you Wednesday classes, because today is a holiday And actually week 12 is also a holiday. So if we follow this schedule, you guys are going to get like almost no more Zoom classes. And actually, I don't think that's a good idea. So what I'm saying is, next week, week 11, we are going to make this a Zoom class. All right, so please be ready to come to the real-time Zoom class in week 11, and we will study Unit 6 together in Zoom. Because I think I'm right in saying week 12, let me check quickly. Yes, week 12, May 19 is a holiday. So I'm going to have to make another video for you guys for week 12. And then look, week 13 is a video. So let's make week 11 a real-time Zoom class. Because week 12, I will have to make another video for you. All right, so I will write that in the Smart Campus announcement so everybody knows. I think that's it, everyone. So I hope that you know what you're doing. Okay, you have to write your 5-paragraph essay, and the deadline is before the week 11 class. That's next week. You've got basically 1 week to write this. Okay, so if you're not sure about anything, of course, send me an email. But for now, I will end this video. So good luck.